So we have to put the box figure. How we could see the box figure? Again, that is in the same situations. You can see here that is the box, and if we apply the equation in the same manner that we have told here, that means to the boundary condition and applying the Gauss's law on the box, that means this closed surface, this A B C D A closed surface, if we apply Gauss's law in this closed surface, we can get this. That means closed surface integral of dielectricity, that means dot ds is also a vector, the surface vector. We can get the q means the total charge of the surface. So if we apply Gauss's law in this pill box that we have drawn here, A B C D A, we can get the total charge, that means the Gauss's law. The boundary conditions for the normal component. Normal components means the E1n and E2n. If we want to find out this, we have to apply Gauss's law here. So we can find the total relationship in normal conditions, electric normal condition and electric field normal conditions as usually. So first of all, I have say semiprocal. That's not the same. I apologize it. That's not semiprocal. That is known as proportional to each other. They are not proportional. They are anti-proportional to each other. Okay, they are not proportional to each other. They are anti-proportional. So just apply the normal conditions, d1n del s minus d2n del s, that we can find out here. d1s, this 1s, and d2s, this is the d2s. Both are opposite to each other, so we can write minus sign here. d1s, d1n del s, that's normal point. As we know, that is normal to each other. This if it is a d1 and if it is a d2, okay, both are vectors and it's normal to each other. If it is BC is the d2 and AD is the d1, if you consider, so both are opposite to each other, so we can find out d1 del s. Del s means the total surface. If we have the total surface, just take the smaller surface here, del s, and just multiply it to it. Okay, then we can multiply it, and if it is as it is opposite to each other, we use minus here. Then we can get the q will be del q. Why? Because we have taken a small piece of boundary here or area here, so we are not counting the whole of the surface charges. Okay, so we assume here del h is tends to 0. As I have told you before, when I start my boundary condition lectures, you can find it out that del h is tends to 0. So here we can find it out that these things, that d1n del s minus d2n del s is equal to del q is equal to rho s del s. What is rho s del s? Rho s means surface charge density into the surface, del s, the surface charge density, rho s into del s. Okay, that's the part, the small area multiplied by the surface charge density, we can get q. As we know, the total charge q is equal to surface charge density into the area or area of the surface, just like this. Okay, now coming back to the point that we are now heading towards the solution. That means the del s sorry, excuse me, del s will be eliminated from both sides. We will get d1n minus d2n is equal to rho s. That means the dielectricity of both things we will get the surface charge density out of it. Okay, acha. Now dielectric boundary conditions here, that is the pillbox. That is the pillbox that has been drawn here. So when you prove this equation, you have to go through here. You have to go through to this figure, because that is the figure of dielectricity. Okay, D2 and D1. D1 has tangential component, normal component, same as the electric field. Okay, so you have to find out 4 questions here. There can be many out of question in the boundary conditions. You can be finding out the electric field, you can be finding out the magnetic field, you can be find out the dielectricity of the material, D1 due to the relationship between D1 and D2. Both you can find out these things from these equations. So that is the surface of, that is the pillbox that we have told before, and we have applying the Gauss's law in this pillbox. The del H is tends to 0, and that is the surface del S we have taken here, and we have apply the Gauss's law here and get the relationship of D1n and D2n, because that is the normal of the surface, and the both are opposite to each other. So now the dielectric boundary condition continues. As we have told before, the D1n minus D2n is equal to rho s. You have to prove it. If I told you, you have to prove it and derive it. Okay, and D1n minus D2n rho s, and if no free charge exists at the boundary, rho s is equal to 0. So D1n is equal to D2n. That means if no free charge exists at the boundary, if it is a boundary, if there is no free charge, that means no minus, no plus, no charges are here on the surface. If there is no charges on the surface, then we can write this equation rho s, that means surface charge, that means the rho s means that is the surface charge density, the density will be 0. So you can usually write D1n is equal to D2n, and normal components of D are equal at the boundary. That means the normal components 1n and 1,2 is normal components. So if anybody told you to prove that D1n is equal to D2n, in which condition D1n could be equal to D2n, there will be one and unique combination or condition, that is if there is no free charge exists at the boundary, so there will be no components. Okay, normal components are equal, so Dn undergoes no change on the boundary and it is continuous across the boundary when there is no free charge. So there is a condition. Okay, now we will find out the normal component of electric field out of the dielectricity of a material. As we know, D is equal to epsilon E. I have told you before, D is equal to epsilon E. D is equal to epsilon E. So D1n is equal to epsilon 1, 1n. D2n is equal to epsilon 2, 2n. That is epsilon 1, that is E1n epsilon 1, E2n epsilon 2. The normal component of D undergoes some change across the boundary. That means the normal component undergoes some change across the boundary. In what condition? This condition we can see here. So Dn is said to be discontinuous across the boundary. Okay, that is the thing that that is the first of all we have said D undergoes some change across the boundary, normal component, but also the normal component of E, that must be E here, that is the E and En. D and En both some change across the boundary. The normal component of E also undergo